Right. Hello. Well, we're back on the hill. The sun's shining. You can see the hills behind us.
Yeah.
And this time you've got us both in the screen. So we thought we'd. What are we going to talk about this afternoon, Stephen?
Well, so what I thought was we can talk about actual writers and stuff they've written. I woke up in the middle of the night earlier this week. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. It suddenly struck me very forcibly that we've barely mentioned anybody except for John Ruskin. So I thought we could perhaps both of us mention authors that we like. And another thing that struck me very forcibly is, we're calling this a travel writing retreat, and, bookshops have travel writing sections. What happens in real life in a lot of this writing is that people aren't necessarily writing about going from A to B. They very often are writing about life in a new country for them. Yeah. And if you think of some of the classics, they would fall into this category. So in my childhood, an example would be Bitter Lemons by Lawrence Durrell, about life in Cyprus. More recently, Peter Mayle, A Year in Provence. So they're writing about places where they've settled. They're not actually traveling from one place to another. I think that within this, category of books, people writing about place, there is tremendous richness, actually. What do you think?
Yeah, I do. And that's one of the reasons I write about Portugal, is because I've mentioned on a previous video, I'm interested in the history, the culture, the people.
Right.
And people doing interesting things. So I try to record those into short articles that could be put into a book now, because I've written so many.
Right.
But there's also someone else, and you mentioned who your favourite books. This is an old one. It's Ronald Blythe, Aikenfield. This kind of set me off, I suppose, on the detail of a village life, and who he spoke to, and the minutiae of daily life. And those are some of the things that I try to capture when I'm writing. It was just a good example. It's not a travel book, but it's of place, and capturing place.
Oh yeah, no, I agree completely, Sue, the minutiae and capturing place. I mean, this is an author that I like. Let me see. This is one of Valerie Pauw's books on living on a farm in South Africa, in the foothills of the Drakensberg, and beautiful descriptions of the sort of the ritual at the end of the day, lighting all the little lamps in the farmhouse because there wasn't any electricity. It's kind of detail that sticks in the mind. So, yeah, I mean, thinking of place, there was, he's not with us anymore, but you probably came across Jan Morris, did you? Yeah. Well, Jan Morris was, I mean, to my mind, she was a little bit snobbish about this. She travelled around a lot and wrote about places like Venice, and she was always insistent that she wasn't a travel writer, she was a writer about place. And I think one has to give people, bit of space, bit of leeway, if that's what she wanted to call herself, fine. But it's it's a whole category of book, writing about the place where you have settled or where you've grown up naturally, And sometimes you get a mixture of, like this is another favourite of mine, Beryl Markham, West with the Night. So this is one of the books that we're asking participants on our travel writing retreat to read, because in this book what you get is a mixture. You get her childhood, when she, for example, there was a tribe, she was living in Kenya, there's a tribe called the Marani tribe, and they didn't normally allow women to hunt with them, but they allowed her when she was a little girl, and she was mauled by a lion, and survived. And then she became one of the aviation pioneers of her generation. So there's like a childhood in a particular place, and then in adult life becoming, it becomes an adventure story.
You're reminding me of places that you know about through childhood. I was born in Birmingham, and a couple of years ago we visited, and it's so different. It's pedestrianised, it's clean. Or this is my perception anyway. I was so happy to be there. But I visited the fish market, and it brought back a memory and some tears of when my father used to take me there.
Right.
And it's so different. And we used to get cockles and whelks on a Saturday morning and sit as small children. And he worked in the rag market, selling lace and cottons and the material.
Right.
And it was capturing the moment now and that childhood memory. And I put it into an article, and I put it on my blog eventually. Yeah, thank you for that connection.
No, nothing at all. So, so we have mentioned a few names now, and we're just sort of barely scratching the surface. There is so much richness out there, and I think that for people who have moved from their country of origin to somewhere else, the writing can be a very useful way of kind of making sense of your new world and making new connections with your new world. It's a bit, I think you said essentially that you've done that in Portugal. Yeah. I think we can help people who've made a move and want to ground themselves in a new place through writing.
Yeah. Perhaps that's enough for today, but we'll make another one like this, because actually I've quite enjoyed this, where we've back and forth, and hope you have too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sue.